Hi, everybody. I'm Lottie Knolls with the Hollywood Times, and I am here today joined by musician, piano prodigy, hand model, master puppeteer, and amazing independent filmmaker, Vera Vanguard. Hello, Vera.
Thank you for having me. I brought
Thank
my
you.
friends.
I see. I love them so much. And for those who've seen the film, they'll recognize your friends. For those who haven't, hopefully you will soon. And we're going to get to hear all about them and you. As I was saying in my intro to you, reading your bio, you have a very interesting background that you grew up with classical pianist parents. You play multiple instruments. You're a hand model. You've been puppeteering for a long time and you make films. So, talk to me a little bit about where you grew up, how you grew up, and how all of these things have coalesced.
It all actually stems from, and it's hard for me to admit it because as a kid, I did not like playing the piano. And
Right.
I'm a third generation classical pianist. Like my grandma played, and then my dad, she raised my dad, and then my dad met my mom in music school, and they're both
Oh,
pianists. So, of
wow.
course, I'm
Yeah.
going to be a pianist. And that's what actually developed this ambidexterity that I have because you play the piano and one hand does something different than the other. So one day I was like, well, somebody must want musician hands. So I sent a picture of my hands to a, you have the best little boy hands we've ever seen. And I'm like, little boy hands,
Little boy.
little
That's
boy
very
hands.
specific.
Very
But
specific. So
okay.
it turns out that I just had this body part that looked like a child-sized hand on camera.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
they just look like little kid hands in close-ups. So I wound up a
Wow.
child-size hand model for the last 12 years, working in everything, like from Barbie to Bratz to like last week I did Dora the Explorer and Lilo and Stitch. Like I'm still an active hand model,
That's so
puppeteering
cool.
toys and toy commercials.
Oh,
And
wow. Oh,
that's
that's
my
so cool too.
specialty.
Yeah.
So that kind of grew into puppeteering toys, grew into puppeteering toys
Yeah.
because these aren't actual puppets, they're just like little plushy dolls,
Yeah.
and then you just puppeteer them like this.
So tell me, as we kind of segue toward talking about the film Apocalypse
Uh-huh.
Love, tell me, how did the puppeteering come into your life? When did that first become a thing? How were you exposed? Tell us.
It was basically through the toy commercial industry where you see the hands on the toys for legal reasons, but then I was like, we're actually puppeteering. Like I'm the one turning Barbie's head in the
Uh-huh.
close up and bringing her to life. And I worked on a lot of Monster High, and they have really jointed hands.
Yeah.
So I would be the hand model that would puppeteer them doing this
Oh,
with
nice.
their face. And it's called play motion animation where you see the hands. And they were doing that with G.I. Joes and YouTube videos, I found out. And that's how I was on a G.I. Joe podcast talking about my love for shipwreck. And like he made me go from a girl to a woman.
Yeah.
And they told me that this is called play motion. I was like, oh my God,
Amazing.
it
Very cool.
exists.
So hand modeling actually was the thing that led you to
Yes.
puppeteering because you're moving the toys. That is so interesting and cool. And yes, I have bought Monster High dolls over the years for many of the little girls in
We
my
have
life
to.
because yeah, we're those kind of horror gothy chicks, whatever.
I'm sorry and you're welcome.
It's okay. I used to have to play horror movies with my Barbies.
Oh,
So the fact that now they have actual cute little monster dolls, I'm all for it.
they're
So
my favorite, honestly.
yeah,
I have
totally.
four of them, and each one is very significant to me.
I love
Like,
that.
oh
So
yeah.
yes. Okay, so the hand modeling led to puppeteering. So were you, before you made the film, had you done anything else professionally as a puppeteer? Did you get more training in different kinds, or were you just doing this with the toys on in the commercials and then you said, "Hey, you know what?
You
Yes."
are exactly correct. From the commercials, and we do everything from plushies to I've done so many Jurassic Park dinosaur commercials too, like where I'm like
Amazing.
I'm the hand bringing because here's the crazy thing. I'm one of my side hobbies is bodybuilding. So I'm
Oh,
the
that's right. I
only
saw that too.
yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
only child-sized hand that has the muscle to pick up a 2-pound dinosaur and hold it there. And it's not just holding it, you're holding it for hours and you're maneuvering it in a very uncomfortable position because you're off the set and you're reaching in and you're watching a monitor usually. Like you're like this, it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So
it's funny. I had just been watching some kind of documentary about the Star Wars movies, and they were talking about Frank Oz's
Mhm.
difficulty of having to hold this heavy Yoda in one of the movies where he was more like, I guess, a heavier figure. And for these long takes, and you think, oh my God, that takes real strength.
Stamina, yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
like you said, especially if you're in then like another awkward position because they're not necessarily setting it up for your comfort, right? Yeah.
there was one hand modeling job that's one of my favorites. I think they still play these commercials. It was for Universal Studios, and it's a POV of a kid, and you see the hands come forward and turn the turnstile and get Harry Potter's wand and
Hmm.
all this crazy stuff. That's me, and they needed a child-sized hand that could carry on their shoulders a 30-pound camera rig for many hours. And my agent was like, "Oh boy, do I got the person for you."
And can I say that those two hobbies slash professions really, I would never have thought about bodybuilding and puppeteering being the perfect combo for each other, but
It just works out because you're
it
strong
makes
enough. Because you
sense.
gotta,
Yes.
your shoulders need to be like the Grand Poobah master who started child size hand modeling. She did it for many years, and I got to work with her just once before she retired. And she had to have shoulder surgery because back in the day, they wouldn't even create a set with the thought that there's going to be a human person reaching in. Now at
Right.
least they'll move set pieces so we can squeeze ourselves in.
Right. Yeah.
But usually, for the longest time, I wore glasses before LASIK, but I wore glasses and a hat because you're like in a position and like C stands and like
Yeah.
lights sprite out around you, and they don't even
Yeah.
realize that there's a human in there that has to move, and you can
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
bust
Like,
your
don't
face
forget
on
the
it.
human, y'all.
Yeah. So, like, I'm
Yeah.
very happy that she paved the way for us to have a slightly, not always,
Yes.
slightly
Just slightly.
better condition of them thinking about that someone's going to be reaching into this set.
Right. And smart on you to build your body ups too, so that you could handle it. So tell me, before you made Apocalypse Love, had you made any other shorts, features, any kind of other films, either with play motion or with humans?
Apocalypse Love is my first, and it's my directorial debut, and it's
Oh,
all puppets.
congratulations.
This is
Yay.
my third feature film. I
Oh,
did
wow.
two. The first one was called Safe House, and it's just it's an art house, a bunch of kids doing drugs and dying in a house. And it's like, okay, I got that out of my system. And then the second one you can find pretty much anywhere on Tubi or even for free if you look deep enough on YouTube, called Breaking Barbie with an
Ooh,
I. And I made that in a time that was a little too early for everyone has caught up to it now, but it was a spoof on influencers, online dating, and alien conspiracy all
wow.
at the same time. You can
Yeah.
find it for free. It's so freaking funny. It's about I took everything I hate about influencers and stuffed it into one person she like talks like this. She's oh my god, you guys. And she's always looking for signal. Anyway, it was so far, I think, ahead of its time, and it's so wacky that people thought it was like bad back then. And now I think if you watch it now
Now
with
it's
everybody,
relevant.
it's
Yes.
relevant because these influencers are just a joke.
Yeah.
And in 2017, people still like their influencers, but I
Yeah.
was
Now,
already like,
yeah. I mean, now we're so much more over it and we see
yes,
yeah. You know what? The good thing about film is it does live forever.
forever.
And it's amazing how people keep discovering movies,
Mhm.
especially with places like Tubi. Like the independent film I made 10, no, 12 years ago is on
Mhm.
there. And so people sometimes I'll hear from they've seen it for the first time. And so now it can still live its life in
We're
great.
Tubi sisters.
Yes,
Yay! Yeah.
exactly. Live its life in greater
Yay.
relevancy.
Just,
So,
just, just for the ladies, Breaking Barbie has a lot of really hot dudes in it because she
ooh,
like
okay.
objectifies men at the same time too.
Okay. I know some dudes who might like that too.
I like they might like these dudes too. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
exactly. All right. So Breaking Barbie with with just an eye.
Just the
Check
night.
that
And
out on Tubi to
yes,
see. And Safe House, is that anywhere for people to
I
see?
think it's also on YouTube somewhere. You would have to
Okay.
type my name and that movie in there somewhere.
Okay.
But that movie is just, it's sad. It's a sad movie, and I said I will never do a sad movie again. I just want to make people laugh.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Like you have range and you had something to say. So, but so this is exciting. So this is your third feature and the first one you've done that's actually play motion,
Yes.
correct? Yeah. So tell me about how you got the idea for it, how it started coming together. Just take us a little bit on that journey.
The originally I was thinking like, what two things can I mush together? And I was watching Cowboys and what can we mush together? And then it was like aliens and zombies. And then I'm like, that's not original either. Someone's like, Ed Wood did that before you. Like,
That's
God
true,
damn it.
actually. Yeah.
Nothing is original under the
Yeah.
sun. But no one's ever done a play motion feature film. Like I've done commercials, and I've actually done a TV show called Playtime 101 where I was play motioning action figures, but it was meant to be as like two little kids playing. You
Mhm.
just see what they're playing with their hands and action figures, which it was a
Right.
brilliant show. But I was no one's done a play motion feature film, and I'm like, wow, I could do this. And it all
Yeah.
stemmed from lockdown, where I was like, I got to use this time wisely somehow. And how do I make a movie without people in it? And then,
Yeah.
oh yeah, puppets.
So were you actually shooting a lot of this during the pandemic?
I did all my pre-planning end of 2020 into 2021. That was all my
Okay.
pre-production. And these guys were all made in Slovenia by this doll creator that I found on Etsy. And so it would take 3 months at a time for me to get a batch of dolls. And she made 9 altogether.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, he was the first one to come.
Yes.
And then I was writing the script and I needed to finish the script to know exactly how many dolls to make. And it turned into 9 dolls and a whole bunch of zombie hands on popsicle sticks,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
those are all popsicle sticks.
Yeah, I tried Googling the puppet make or the toy maker and I couldn't find her. Is it a woman you said?
I think so.
Yeah, in Slovenia.
She's not very out there. Like her social
Yeah,
media is very inactive, and I try to link her Instagram in all my posts because I list my whole cast in all my posts because I'm grateful for everyone.
of course.
Like
Yeah.
like you, as indie filmmakers, you just beg and steal and cheat
Yeah,
and lie and kill and
absolutely.
whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
what? So tell me, I mean, you did a lot of this yourself, some of the shooting, right? The editing, the puppeteering, one of the voice of one of the main
I, I
characters.
I
Yeah.
voiced her. I puppeteered him.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Lisa McNeely, my other puppeteer, puppeteered almost everyone else. It
Okay.
was an 8 day shoot, and it was just three of us, 7 out of the 8 days. And on the eighth day, we had two more puppeteers that day, and it was
Right.
an all-female puppeteer team.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
all the other women were also child-size hand models that I've,
Oh, is that how
met
you
through my
knew?
travels.
Is that how you knew Lisa McNeely as well?
Yes,
Very
yes.
cool. Yeah.
And they're all just as weird as I am, so it just all works out. Because to be a
Yeah.
child-size hand model, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. You find your tribe, right?
Exactly,
Interested in
exactly.
that same thing and have that passion. And so, were you shooting here in LA, I
Yeah,
assume? And
yeah. It
were
was.
you just like stealing locations or did
Oh
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What permission? What I don't even know
Yeah.
what that word means. It was just so empty and available. No
Yeah.
one was gonna stop us, and it was just three of us. We were very light on our feet. It was me, Lisa, and my DP Scott Baker, who's
Mhm.
amazing. And this wasn't the first puppet thing he's ever done, so he knew exactly how to film them because the puppets are running about 3 feet above the ground, and
Mhm.
it looks and they're in a real environment. I didn't make any miniatures. The only thing that's
Right.
miniature is whatever they hold in their hand, but he
Right.
drives like a real car.
Yeah, I know. Which I really like that actually, that they're in this real sized world. But what, like, the vision is so committed
Yeah.
that it's so easy to just buy into it from jump. And for those watching, I also reviewed the film, really loved it. And that was the thing is that it, two things. One is that the film really combined that charming homemade indie quality with quite professional shooting, editing, voice acting. So it elevated because a homemade cute thing can go so far.
Yeah.
The fact that it was well shot and funny and written, all of
Thank
these
you.
things, but it had so much heart. And I was forgetting, maybe not forgetting that they were toys, but I was empathizing with them as much as I would have with a human character.
Thank you.
And so there was a lot of evident heart and solid craft in it too. And I really
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
commend you for that. So you had a lean team, but a very well chosen team.
Thank you. Thank you. They were amazing. And the musicians, the music in the movie is all EDM and rock and roll and
That was
like
another thing that elevated it too, is I'm literally now gonna go and buy the songs that were in the if I hopefully they're all on Bandcamp or iTunes or
there you
something.
go.
I
I
was
also
like,
have
this
a
music
playlist.
is great. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also all COVID friends. We were all like in this weird pod together of people that went to the Rainbow Room because the Rainbow had an outdoor patio that you could sit on, and when it was allowed to be open, I met so many musicians.
That's so cool. Yeah.
And as filmmakers, we collect people. We just collect. We're
Yeah.
like, one day I will call you
I'll
and
call upon you
I'll call
or
upon
ask you
you.
for a favor. Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, I would say originally when we had made our indie film, thought about all these like popular songs we wanted to use. It is prohibitively expensive, but the joy was discovering all these indie artists who were so cool and so excited to be part of it, and then to bring them and their music into my life. And so you're really highlighting a lot of artists that people, may not have heard of before too. And
Exactly.
yeah, but the soundtrack also just really elevated it to,
Thank you. And my sound guy, Brandon Miller, I gave him an MOS movie, just a bunch of jiggly puppets, no sound whatsoever. He
yeah.
built it from scratch. And it was his
Wow,
first
nice.
feature film that he's ever done. He's also a metal guy, plays in a band. And I'm just like, hey, can you do sound for a movie?
Yeah, so he did all the Foley and
He
the
did
sound design.
everything.
Yeah.
I just gave him a silent movie and just said, here you go.
Wow. And so did he do recording of the voiceover as well then?
He was with me. We went because it was still lockdownish. We had to go individually to people's homes where it was just the three of us, and the actor would be like in another room on a microphone, and I would direct through the door, and I
Yeah.
was reading with them. It was just so great. No one that I asked, "Hey, do you want to be in a zombie alien puppet movie?" said no to me. I couldn't believe it.
I
Like
wouldn't have, I would not have said no to being involved with that. There's no way. Yeah, our people, very much. Were the actors for the other characters who voiced the other characters, were they people you knew already, or did you do any kind of casting process?
they were all friends that I knew I wanted to try and voice her. She
Yeah.
sounds nothing like me. So I was like, I wanted to homage Jennifer Tilly with that
Yes.
voice. But,
Yes.
but
Liked her voice a lot. You did it. You did her proud.
thank you. And then everyone else was just friends that I was just like, please, I know you're an actor. And you beg enough and
Yeah.
say yes.
So now tell me, okay, so you finished the film. Did you have to learn to edit for this, or had you been editing your previous projects? And
This is the first project which I edited 100% from scratch to finish. So I'm talking color correction and delivery to distribution, like everything from zero to end. I had a friend, Tesha Shana, come in and he helped me with some of the visuals, and he also established like a global color correction that I was able to tweak later, but it was him and he helped with all that. So I did have absolute help, but I'm the one that edited the whole thing from start to finish.
yeah.
And oddly, I had distribution already in place when I started. It was with this Canadian company called Dark Side Releasing,
Oh,
and they
wow.
only do weird, absolutely bizarre stuff. That's their thing. And I'm like, hey, I'm doing a zombie alien puppet movie. Will you take it? And they're like, duh.
This is right up our alley.
This
Yes.
is right up their
That's so
alley.
cool. So, oh, so that's very nice. So you had a deal in place. At least, and do they distribute just in Canada or
It's
worldwide? Or,
worldwide distribution.
that's great.
They've been holding on to it for 2 years now. They've taken it to the Cannes film market twice, and it's going to Toronto next. They're trying their very best to get this really weird thing. What hurts me is that it's only 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So it won't go on. Tubi's not very happy about it
Mm.
being only 60 minutes. Otherwise, it'd be there too. But
Mm.
that's okay. We have free streaming platforms for the
Yeah.
audience to get
Absolutely.
to.
And see, to me, that was such a bonus, honestly, that the movie leaves, at least me, leaves us wanting more. It doesn't overstay its welcome. The
Yeah,
hour feels like the absolute perfect length
yeah,
for everything to happen and for it to move right along. And it's very, as I said in my review, brisk, which
yeah.
I love. And I feel like why not just let filmmakers tell the story in whatever time it takes.
It's just streaming. It doesn't matter. Kung Fury was only 30 minutes long, and that was
Yeah,
on Netflix.
exactly. Yeah, that's the thing is when these limited series, sometimes even all the episodes aren't the same lengths.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
seems like it's opening up more.
yeah.
So, but you did have quite a festival journey though and won some awards. So tell me about some of the highlights of that.
Well, thanks to Dances with Films, we met the Hollywood Times and yourself and Valerie, and I'm just so grateful that we got to get in touch with each other and you got
I
to see
love
this.
Dances with Films. They're
Uh,
great. Yeah.
yes, that was probably our biggest festival that we got into, but that was one of 34.
That's great. And I saw, didn't you win something in Sweden, for
Yeah,
example?
we won
Yeah.
two different Swedish film festivals, or
Wow.
was it Scandinavian? Some Scandinavian. They love puppets up there.
Mm.
Europe loves their puppets. Like we've even been in India and of course Canada, and I think we got. It's just so. I
Yeah.
gave a folder to my distributor. Here's 34 laurels.
Yeah,
Put
exactly.
that wherever you want.
Yeah.
And
Did
I'm
you travel to any that were in other places, either in the US or outside?
Unfortunately, I couldn't because I'm as a freelancer, you just have to grab work as you go
Of
here, and
course. Yeah.
I can never feel safe to leave town because then I'll miss out on work. And
Right.
while I love this and I'm waiting for this to pay the bills, it doesn't.
Yeah, of
Not
course.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, congratulations. It's so great that it's been
Thank you.
seen by audiences all over the world and been recognized. So tell us, where do you know yet where we can eventually see this if we're not seeing it on a festival screen, or is that forthcoming?
The audience can see it now if you're interested for free on mometu.com,
Okay.
mometu.com, and fearpix with an x.com. So it's streaming at both of those platforms for free. All you have to do is just sign up, or you can support us on Amazon, and I think it also streams on Amazon Prime as well.
Okay. So yeah, so maybe rentable on Amazon.
Yeah. It's
Very
like $2.
nice.
Nice, but it helps pay for the DVDs that my distributor
It
laid out all their money to
it
print.
does. It absolutely does. Yes. Is there anything coming up next for you? Have you started thinking about your next project, or are you letting this one finish its journey before you dive into the
Well,
next?
the goal is to get this into a TV series. So I would love
Ooh,
to make a TV series from this because it's such a fast, budget-friendly animation style that
yeah.
it can be done. And I know that studios are dying for something that's budget-friendly that might be original.
Yes. Yes. Or they can take some IP from somewhere else and just use play motion to
Yeah, and
tell the
I'll be right
story.
there puppeteering
Exactly.
for union rate. That would be nice.
Yes. Out there, producers, studio execs, etc. If you're listening, it's very charming. It's able to be done on a budget, and it's a fabulous, talented human you'll be working with.
Thank
So
you.
I am so delighted that I got to see this film and got to talk to you today and hear about your journey. And congratulations. That's just thrilling whenever, because it's so hard. Make,
It's
yeah, getting something made, getting it done, and then getting it out in the world. It's not easy. And so I hope you are giving yourself a big pat on the back for that.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. They're like they're patting me on the
Yes, they are. I love him so much. His big blue eyes. Oh,
yeah. They're very anime.
goth boy. Yes. Very cute. One last question. Have you been a horror fan before this? Is that a thing that you're into?
Yes and no. I like a very specific kind of horror genre, which is like funny. I like,
Yeah.
of course, the puppet stuff. Like Dark Crystal was like the thing that started my childhood for me. Even though it's not really for kids, I would say that's one
It
scary
is.
movie.
Yes, it's very unique. Yeah, because I was going to ask what were your influences, and so
Very,
that's got to be a big one, right?
very big one. Very big.
Yeah. All right, people out there watching, check out The Dark Crystal and check out Apocalypse Love.
Apocalypse Love, yeah.
Yay! It's
Yay.
delightful. It's only an hour. It's just so fun and moving and funny and sweet and just like nothing you've ever probably seen before. So, highly recommended. And Vera, it was so nice talking to you today. Thanks for giving us some
Thanks for
time.
having me.